Om. Namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang today. Welcome, and welcome all the friends who are joining us for Satsang today in real time from different parts of the world. Big welcome to you. Some people, it's now 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Very good. Good time for Satsang. First of all, let me say quickly that very often when people are engaged in any authentic exploration into the nature of the self or of truth, then it's not uncommon that you get this, many people feel, I am going to die. They start to feel like that. I get quite a few letters like that. I'm going to die, I feel I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I think it's going to be very soon. And I said, well, we are all going to die at that level at some point, if you want to say like that. But this is not true. What is happening is that some deep-rooted tendencies and some delusions are being dispelled. And because we have developed some affection for them, and it feels like they are leaving, it feels like a kind of grieving, a kind of death. It is misinterpreted in the mind, now I'm going to die. You see? So what you're saying is not so uncommon, and I say this out loud so that everybody who hears this type of thing, they can say, yeah, actually this happened also to me. Many people have this feeling. And only what is, one time I say, welcome and step into this fire of self-discovery. This fire will not burn you. It will only burn what you are not. I say like that. The same thing also, you're coming home. And many things are coming to distract you from going home. Yeah? In fact, as you see them in the clear light of understanding and wisdom, you'll see that they don't stop you. It is something already inside us, some form of resistance sometimes. Something sometimes conscious, sometimes subconscious, reactions are coming out, and it feels, I'm going to die, and then something believes it. That side of our mind, of our nature, that is identified too much with the time body, begins to feel afraid, time is running out. You see? And so the fear comes, but it is due to wrong interpretation of what is happening. Actually, something very good is happening. You are not dying, you are coming alive. You're actually coming alive. Alive just doesn't mean being biologically alive. Alive means to be aware and fully what you are. Then you see, my gosh, all this is here. It's not just that you are breathing and you can walk and you can talk and you can think, not just that, but that you are again, your mind is united, you are functioning in more a field of totality. There's a wholesomeness about you. Then you feel your life feels like it's continuously expanding, becoming more rich, more wide, more full, more empty also. You see? The thing that is hiding is not really you. It is our self-portrait, the idea we have of who we are, which you will have until you discover your true self, which is without shame, it is without blame, it is eternally pure. Every human being has this eternal purity inside. In Satsang, it is being unveiled. We're opening the curtains of the body-mind identity to see behind. But you're not seeing behind that way. The behind is this way. So initially something is afraid of being seen because we have a picture that maybe underneath the surface of my expression is something not good. But the one who sees that that's also another layer of unreality. What is really here is the self. And so it is trying to open your eyes to your own self, where there is no shame, there's no blame, there's no evil there, there's no death there, there's no boundary in the same way. And for human beings, we have only been educated, or we are aware of ourselves at the layer of the body-mind only. Body-mind personality conditioning. We are living like that. But our deepest reality, which is distanceless, yet remains mystery. Even some don't accept that such a thing exists. They think it is some abstract projection. It doesn't exist. This is it. Us, you, me. That's it. Born this day, die this day. That's it. So this initial resistance, hiding, is to do with something to do with wrong identity. But because of this, it leaves you still with a sense of separation, of separateness, and it's a painful separateness because something inside you is longing to be home inside.
I've been enjoying it a lot as well.
Huh?
I've been kind of enjoying this separation as well because I feel I can do whatever I want and understand, and
yes.
I
am happy you say that, actually, because that is the lure, that is the appeal, that is the attraction, because there's something tell you, if you go that direction, then you're going to be something different. You might be holy, but you're going to end up looking like just then who wants to be holy, but I don't have any life, no fun, no joy, no freedom. But this is also another trick, because the mind cannot give you freedom. Your nature is free. Your nature is pure already. But it will imitate and simulate freedom. You see? Because we have a life which is a cosmic expression, which has its own harmony, its own beauty. But we will try the mind's version of life, which is you will project something and you try and find it, you try and fulfill your projections. And for a while, this is the life of everyone. Everybody go their own way, try and fulfill. This is also the expression of consciousness also, in its early expression. But gradually it starts to see that it's not the most harmonious. It's selfish and insecure also. It offers an egoic freedom, which is not a freedom. You see? Because real freedom leaves you in a harmony with life. A synchronicity. How can you purify your love?
How can I make it more pure, more clear, more divine?
First, you must go to the highest expression of love. Love must transcend its seemingly dualistic limits. When love becomes the unity of being, the harmony of being, then you have reached the reservoir of love. From there, that love will feed every other expressions of love. But if the love is only a tribal love, a love that I have for you, or love I have for this thing only, it will still be what I call an object love. It will have a limitation. You have to actually become love. It's not difficult actually, because it is already so. It is already there. How do you perfect your love, you say? How do I perfect it? Satsang is a very good start. Because the person cannot love with universal love. It's too limited, you see. Too many likes and dislikes, too much preferences, too many conditions, too much expectations, too much aspirations. The person will not do it. The much they can manage is to love locally. I love my friends, the people who somehow don't threaten me, then I will put love towards them. So to find this love that you speak about, you have to also disappear personally. When you disappear personally, you will be left universally. And then that you and love, same thing. But there's no technique to do it. It can only be discovered. It cannot be made, cannot be helped. Love needs no help. Love helps everything else. It needs no help. And it is perfect in itself. The more personal we are, the less our capacity to feel and to radiate love. You see? Yeah. Then when you discover this thing, then too much love for you. You'll be too much love. You can give everything, and you love all the human beings. You've filled the human kingdom with love. Now you go to the animals and the insects and the birds and everything you love, because it doesn't have a boundary actually. And I'm not speaking poetically. People are discovering more and more that they did not cultivate love. They found that something was just radiating love, and it seemed like it's inexhaustible. Now, it does not mean that within that love, something is all fluffy and sweet only. Sometimes that love may chop something and chop something, but because it functions on every level. If we only have emotional love, affectionate love, then it's limited. In fact, all of this is love. But we have to have the mind to see it and to appreciate it. Funny enough, sometimes even things that look very disturbing, painful, are expressions of the greater love. We limit love to try and make love resemble us, meaning our human notions. But it's much wider than that.
Thank you. I would like to thank India, because here you can go crazy. Nobody pays any attention to you.
Well, that is true.
Это правда. I'm laughing and crying every day at the same time. I love you, Mooji. Love you.
Anybody whose life is plunging inside the heart, and they know this state.
Тот, жизнь которого погрузилась в свое сердце, знают это состояние.
Crying, but there's no story.
Плачешь, но причины никакой нет.
Then immediately laughing.
И потом тут же начинаешь смеяться.
But there's no joke.
Но и шутки никакой нет.
It's good if you have your own room.
Очень хорошо, когда у тебя есть своя собственная комната для этого. I feel a little bit ashamed.
Shame.
Ashamed.
Yeah. This is the mind.
Это ум.
The mind comes up and says, I don't understand.
Ум приходит и говорит, чего-то я не пойму ничего. Can I hug you, Mooji?
Yes, you better come.
Конечно, лучше так и сделать.
Let's enjoy our time of madness.
Давайте получим наслаждение от этого, от этих нескольких минут с безумством. I love you, Mooji, my God. I'm so happy to be here.
I told you, Russian satsang is full power.
Русский сатсан со всей мощью.
This is going all over the world.
Это транслируется ведь на весь мир.
Follow the feeling I am. In that I amness, don't allow the I am sense, which means only I am, I exist. Don't let that combine with anything else. It doesn't mean that you are suppressing your senses. By all means, the senses are not in conflict with that. You can move about anywhere. You can speak to anyone. None of this is in conflict with your natural root being, the sense I am, the sense of presence. Stay with that sense of presence. Focus on the sense of presence. Enjoy the sense of presence. You see, the more you stay with presence, it becomes your joy. And it manifests as a subtle current, a current of just joy. And it becomes also like the bodyguard of the beingness itself. Any kind of stray nonsense, it completely deletes them or it overlooks them. Your power is conserved rather than dissipated, you see. The most difficult thing is to try and overcome anything while you're being a person. It's just hard. Even to say, okay, we want to experience, to go into the heart, you must stop smoking. Oh my God, stop smoking. Let me think about it. You start to smoke more. So I'm not putting any condition. It's not about those things. It's not about cleaning yourself up so well that then you are ready to do this. It's only that the heart is open and somehow it says yes, somehow. As much as it is in my capacity, somehow whatever that is, I am available for this. And then you guys keep quiet, it's okay. It's all right. What is accomplished now? What is here now? See? At least you must be aware that such a thing is possible. To come to the recognition of that which simply is here now. It is perfect. It doesn't need any practice, any exercise. It is already so. But can the seeker recognize this as the seeker's own being? Or is the seeker, by the nature of identifying as a seeker and as a person, incapable of merging in that which is? We are going to find out. So therefore, because most people have strong conviction that they are the person, and the person always needs something, and perhaps the highest need, the highest desire in the human kingdom, we could say maybe it is for to be fully awake to yourself, to be in your natural being. I put it, this is my version of it. Because even sometimes I ask, if you had a perfect chance to fulfill your desire, what is your highest desire? I was asking this. What is your highest desire? Your highest desire. Okay? Suppose God appeared to you and say, my love, what is your highest desire? Today it will be fulfilled. What is it? But speak it to me. What would you say? Would you have to say, give me a minute to think about it? Or would you say, immediately, this is it? You see? And sometimes I've asked these questions and people have said, well, it's just to, you know, really have a nice relationship. Is your highest desire? Nice relationship and be happy and have nice children and have a nice house. Your highest desire in your life? Why, should there be something more? Okay, so sometimes I have to help them and say, well, what about to be totally free from the psychological intimidation of your mind or the hypnosis of conditioning? Would you not put that on top there somewhere? Oh, you mean like that? Oh, yes. You see, so even such a question has its value, no? Because it is challenging to see that we are really quite asleep to what really is here. And this is a time body, it's a mortal body, changeful body, and this mortal body, but the immortal being is inside it. It has to find out what it really is, because for the most part it's thinking itself to be a person, Mr. John. And it speaks about itself. I am 28 years old, I've been living in this place, I studied this. That's all it has to say about itself. I went to school here, I love football. On Sundays I like to go and spend time with my friends. You know who is living in here? Do you know what is living in here? You see? So something has a little bit shake up. This is the play. At some point you're going to have to forget everything. You'll forget everything. Meaning that you'll forget them because they're presently too important. There's only one thing that is above and beyond all of that. And that is the pure self, which is the God self, which is the same one. And this same one is miserably misunderstood all over the world.
But that could still be in a few lifetimes.
Oh dear.
You say eventually, why not now?
You stole my line there. You have to prove it now.
Everybody's stealing everybody's lines.
If you speak like that, you have to stand behind your words and you have to show something now. I wasn't expecting that. Why not now? Why not now? Huh? There's something even more alive than the event of now. Now, beyond even the concept of now. What is that, you see? So I want to get out. So it becomes an urge. Then the urge becomes like an urgency, After urgency, emergency. Emergency means, no, I can't. Not one more day, Mooji. Not one more minute. I can't take it. Then something has to give, isn't it?
I feel like I have had this urge even for many years.
Now I have to ask you, who are you?
Yes.
I really know it's time. I've held back. And now I have to ask you, who is speaking now? Really get into it. Put some images onto your words now. Who exactly? You know, I have been at it for years. No? We all feel we know who we are talking about. But now, let's introduce. You speak anywhere, nobody argue. Yes, you know, I've been trying for so long. I've done so many retreats. I've sit in a cave naked. I've done all these things. I've prayed underwater. I've done everything, okay? And yeah. So now I am asking you, who are you who is doing all these things? And don't give me some head answer. Identify now for your own self first, and I will also get it. Everyone should do this. Nobody in the world is doing. They're too busy arguing about it. You do it. When you say, I have been, you know, struggling for years. Go to the struggling one. Identify him. Has it got gloves on? Struggling.
Yes.
Really try, because here your mind becomes very lazy to look. It's not lazy to talk, but to look becomes very lazy.
Also, you are doing it for me.
Okay, not anymore, you do now.
There is this fear that when I walk out of here, you know, I'm back and...
Who is the one who will walk out?
Yeah.
Will somebody take me seriously, please? You wake up in the morning early to come here. Good Sunday morning, everything. Then, please, accept my words as though they are true. Follow what I'm speaking. Because then you will prove something today. But if you hold back a bit of what you want, a bit of what I'm saying, then we're going to have this. Prove me wrong, and then leave me alone. Send me on my way. Mooji, you're no more use to me. I tried you, it doesn't work. But try it first then. When I walk out of here, again, you see, the story continues. When I walk out of here today, you know, all so and so, as what are you going to walk out? As who are you standing here today? Just go in a little bit more. We are so comfortable with language. We speak so many things that when I'm asking you to look at them, you don't know what you're talking about. We don't know what we're talking about. You're like a parrot. A parrot is speaking, you know, like that. 5 plus 5, 10. Parrot. 5 plus 5, 10. I got a parrot. Look, ask him. 5 plus 5, 10. Okay. 7 plus 3. 5 plus 5, 10. You see? So speak things don't understand. So you and I, all of us, we speak many things because it's been handed down to us from, it's a lineage. But when you ask about it now, you must speak for your own self what you mean by that. The ego, without being somehow immersed in the heart's energy, it speaks foolishness. Very clever foolishness, very amazing foolishness, but it is a foolishness. If you don't know, when you say I, what it denotes, the sense I, what it arises from even. And even the sense I is felt. What is even aware of the sense I, which is the most purest, the pure the most pure, the earliest language, when it says I. I do, I think, I want. What is this I?
I think it's thinning out, being want to be as a person. Now I'm completely saying yes, that I don't want to be a person anymore. It's too biting, and I'm really tired of being a person. This is what I want to say to you.
What makes you a person? What makes you a person?
By believing it, I think I'm believing into it by habit.
Believing. You yourself must have looked when you are asked of it. Please introduce your person. Can the person be found and recognized? Like, this is my person. And I know you have looked and you have not found any such thing as person. Still, the idea is persisting that, so I asked to identify each time at what point does the consciousness come to believe, now I am a person, and to watch it acutely. Can you hear me with the rain? Now, for instance, does the sound of the rain disturb you? The person probably would think, why is it raining now, just when I want to hear what he wants to speak? Now rain is speaking. And we are not waiting. Not waiting, being. You're in your being, not waiting. Waiting not good. If you're waiting, no, not waiting, we're here. Does the rain diminish, lessen your satsang? Now, supposing you just washed your shawl and hang it out to dry, and you're in satsang, enjoying the rain, and suddenly the thought, my shawl, and then you may go, isn't it? You can just somehow stay here. It's already wet. Where was I? Where was I, Aziza? Where was I speaking? What point? Let's see if you're paying attention. Yeah? About rain. No, that's cheating. Come on. What makes you person? In Sahaja also recently, I asked the question, what makes you you? Meaning, the way that you carry yourself each day, how you are presenting yourself, who you think you are. And I asked the people, go and write it down. What makes you particularly you? And they all went off, and most of them write. And it was very interesting, very significant, very important, what people brought. And then I started to look through it and read it, and started to look at it, this one, and look through it like that. And at the end of it, then many people say, you know, yes, I see that I've been holding on to some ideas, they're not true. I believe they were true. I believe this is who I am. But now when we expose, it's not true. It's not what I am. You see? It was very, very significant thing. You can do the same, but don't give me there's too many people.
И только благодаря милости
And it is only by grace
последний месяц я начинаю оживать.
I'm becoming alive again. Over the last months I've been experiencing becoming alive again.
For anybody to be in the moment,
Для того, чтобы кто-то был в моменте, проживал момент,
you have to forget about you.
нужно забыть о самом себе.
In the absence of the personal self,
В отсутствии личностного «я»
you are in real time with the universe.
вы находитесь в режиме реального времени со всей Вселенной.
You are in pure intuition and spontaneity.
Вы находитесь в чистой интуиции и спонтанности.
In other words, you are in your natural state.
Другими словами, вы находитесь в своем естественном состоянии.
That is a typical experience for many people at the beginning of their spiritual awakening. A very beautiful opening take place, then immediately it is like something comes to sabotage that. Fear comes, and it's like, and quickly they get back in line. And then somebody, I don't want to experience that again. I mean, it was nice, but the aftertaste was too much. And then they back off for a bit. That happens many people. And many people also, this take place, and they knew in that moment they're touching the feet of God. They feel, wow, it's like, but my mind is it's like punishing me for tasting something other than what I know. Yes. And then you have to go through. You have to find, you say, I'm interested in Buddhism teaching and so on, so on, so. You have to find the real Buddha. Buddha was not a Buddhist. Christ was not a Christian, okay? You have to go to the original one. And you don't have to go far. You don't have to make even one real step. It's here. You have to find this thing. When you find this, you'll find that you may still enjoy and appreciate all the different expressions and variations in its expression. You can enjoy all of them. But you'll be standing in the very heart of the unity of them. Otherwise, sometimes we learn things, but only on the surface. You learn something, you feel nice, but maybe in the background is a little bit this fear. I don't go too far. Because if I go too far, I don't want to go through this pain again, you see. And then I say, come in a bit. There was one story I told, I haven't told for a long time now. It said that on a certain place, a certain beach, 3 little beings found themselves living by the edge of the ocean. 3 little beings found themselves at the edge of the ocean. They don't know how they got there. Each of them had its own shape and own substance. one of these little beings, like a doll, very small. One of them was made out of tears, out of water, salt and water. Another one was made out of sand. Another one was made out of salt. They found themselves at the edge of the ocean, and every day they would play on the ocean, by the beach. They're playing every day. And they are very much playful. One night, they all had a dream. It was a stormy night, but they had a dream, each of them. In the morning they met, and they would look very, very introspective that morning. So each one come, what's the problem with you? I don't know, I had a dream last night. Oh, I also had dream. The third one, you too? I also had dream. What was your dream? Well, I dreamt that the salt doll said, I dreamt that I came from the ocean. I came out of this ocean. Was I talking in my sleep? Said the sun doll. I myself had this dream that I've always been here. I've always been here. I am as old as the ocean. Like this. Then the other one said, you guys are joking, huh? You are joking, huh? I must have been talking in my sleep, because I myself feel that I came out directly out of the ocean. I said, oh my God. You mean we are all from the ocean, but we all look so different? You see? I wonder who is most like the ocean. Oh, they were very excited. I feel I am like the ocean, said the sun doll. I look, there's sand everywhere. Look, I feel I am the one. The tear doll, said, no. Look, all of this is me. Look, water. Look. So yeah. Then the salt doll says, no competition. Look, stick your tongue. Taste of what? Me, salt. So they say, how can we prove? Because they are very playful beings, and they want to prove. How can we prove who is most like the ocean? No? So they said, I'll go first. The one said, no, I go first. No, how we do? So they took some straws, they break them, and they all play. Let you take one. So the first one was the tear doll, the one made out of water. And she had wings on her. She said, okay, I go first. Okay. So they wait. So she flew up so high, she almost became invisible, right over the ocean, and then went down. Inside. And that was it. The other two are waiting. Why is it taking so long? It's my turn. Why it takes so long? It's my turn. Where is she? Maybe she gone all over the place. It's so big there. So the salt doll said, I can't wait. Can I go? When she come, tell her to wait. I will go and measure. So salt doll had a nice dress, and a hat. Started walking out, going out in the water, walking. But as she went out, each part that touched the water was disappearing. Go more and more out. Then the knees, it's gone. Go down. Then more, it's gone. Then the arms gone. Going down. Finally, only little hat, salt hat, floating a little bit. And then, boom, also gone. So, the water doll did not come back. And the salt doll, not come back. The sun doll is I don't know if I like this game at all. How long it should take. I thought we haven't even had breakfast yet, and we're out here, So I just wait. So she's waiting, and then she lied down a little bit like that, waiting, because nobody's coming back. and the day is going, and the evening is coming, and the moon rises up, and the tide is rising. And she's sleeping, and the water touches her legs, and they disappeared in the sand. Then the hips, just little hand, little fingers. In the end, there was nobody to say who was most like the ocean. Is it a nice story? Each doll is like a certain kind of temperament, represents certain type of temperament, maybe a certain religion or a certain way. And each one who makes investigation into the nature of the self will merge there. It doesn't mean like the salt doll you will necessarily vanish. Your body does not need to vanish. Senses can still be there. But the identity, even that somehow can keep just a little vague appearance, like how sometimes in the full light of the daylight, the sun is there, sometimes you can see the moon. But nobody pays so much importance, interest to the moon when the sun is there. The ego become like that. In the full light, full daylight, the day of awakening, the ego is still there, surface, but just playfully, as it was meant to be from the beginning. But you're home. Spirituality, the search of the human heart is only to come home. We went and visited the mind, and now we want to come home. When you bring your attention back to the heart, the mind will follow. Everything will be good.
Ananda samsara samudratara naukayidabhyam guru bhaktidabhyam vairagya samrajyata pujanabhyam namo namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Kavittvavaramsi Nishakarabhyam Daurbhagyadavam Bhutamaligabhyam Turi Kritanamra Vipattidabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Natayayo Shri Patitam Samiyu Kadachidapyasu Taridravarya Mukascha Vachaspatitam Hidabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Nalika Nikasa Padahridabhyam Nana Vimohati Nivarikabhyam Namajanabhisha Tadipradabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Nrupali Mauli Vrajaratna Kandi Saridhiraja Jasakanyakabhyam Nripadwadhabhyam नतलोकपङ्क्ते नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां पापान्धकारार्क परम्पराभ्यां तापत्रयाहीन्द्र खगेश्वराभ्यां जाड्यातिसंशोषणवाडवाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां शमाधिषट्क प्रथवैभवाभ्यां समाधिदान व्रतदीक्षिताभ्यां द्रुतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां बोधप्रदाभ्यां द्रुतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्याम्.
Be dedicated to your own freedom. As I said, you come here to win yourself back from all kinds of projections and things like this. To come back again to your original being. And to feel the fullness of that, the joy of this, to be in the joy of that, the lightness of it, the love of it. This is the perfume of the Supreme. This joy, this peace, this love, this compassionate kindness, all this, these are the perfumes of the being. But the flower, no one can find. No one can touch. You say yes inside your heart. So many forces are here to support your seeing. But there is a power within us also. There's a power inside that seems to work to somehow distract your attention and to keep your attention only upon impermanent phenomenon. To remind you of the last time you failed and why you're not going to do very well, and you have to watch this power, no? But find out who is it speaking to. The voice that tells you you're not good enough, you're not this, who is it speaking to? Because I say it is speaking to your self-image, to the idea you have of who you are or who you should be, which is not your deepest truth. And when it comes under attack, you see, it promotes and stimulates aspiration to find that which is stable, that which can never be a victim of any thought or any imagination or anything, you see. This is why I say everything, good and bad, is in service to your seeing. And you also should try and spend a little time to find out and to identify the particular sufferer. You see? Don't just assume, I'm suffering. No? It feels like this, the suffering is there. But also, you can also look at who exactly is suffering. Where are these musicians playing this music? Where are the musicians who are playing this music? This statement I made, we want to taste the honey, we don't want to be the honey. Yeah? We want to keep tasting even spirituality, to experience, yes. But then to come back to the person as the taster. There's a separation, you see. But as something is merging inside, you're feeling that I don't know where the taster end and the honey begin. Isn't it? I don't know the distinction now between the taster and the honey have become one. The taster and the honey become one. Because when you're the honey, it's not that, well, there's no taste, there's nothing to taste now. Because I am the honey, I have to wait for a bee to come, or I have to wait for somebody to come and lick me and watch them enjoy themselves. Because I can't enjoy myself, because I am that which is being enjoyed. It's not like that. So the taster and the honey, one thing. If you're only the taster, you will taste and then you have to leave the honey. But when you're the taster and the honey, there's no departure. It's win-win, isn't it? That must have been a very beautiful discovery.
Right now there is a state of witnessing.
Yeah.
It's been here for since yesterday, more or less. It's effortless.
Yes.
It's an effortless state.
Yes.
From which effort and non-effort are witnessed. And also attention and even belief is witnessed.
There's a joy in just the detached witnessing. You're not even doing the witnessing, isn't it? The witnessing, nobody is doing the witnessing. It's simply occurring because of the functioning of the vital force, the functioning of the senses, the perception of thought. All of this is occurring, and there's no effort. This is also noticed. So then I say, you come to a space, who are you now? Who are you here? Who is here? What is here? What is here? There's a sweetness in the beingness itself. There's a sweetness in the being. It cannot, there's no labels for you. No labels. Labelless. Somehow you're like space inside space. And yet space is perceived also. The hunger, the need to be an object is now gone. The need to register like your three-dimensionality, the need is off. The body is existing in its natural innocence. Beautiful. The body does not have any ambition to be famous. It just is. It's the house of the being. It's the body of the being itself. There's nothing to curse or to criticize. All your functions are spontaneous, intuitive, in real time. The psychological excesses are irrelevant for you. This is one's natural state. You're not in some trance. If you need to send your emails, you can send your email. You can send your email and talk to somebody at the same time. There's no sense, I am coming out of what I am. Those were old thoughts. And then you can say, I once thought that if I spoke to people, they would distract me from myself and I would come out of myself. But I see that is not a truth now. I once thought I had to control the senses, otherwise they'll overwhelm me, but I saw that was not true. I thought many things concerning my being. I see now they are not true. Nothing affects my essential self. I am here. Yet, because of my dynamic presence, I can feel, I can taste, can enjoy, can discern, can even learn something new. You see? This is the paradox, isn't it? That there seem to be in the field of the dynamic being, there is a kind of maturing, a refining. But at the same time, there's this sort of background of unchanging awareness. Your understanding of this is taking place energetically. It's not something mental. Mentally, you cannot put it into any language exactly. It's felt, but even the feelingness of it is also perceived. So, it's fine. Now, when you come to this stage, I often ask, can this fade? Can this, can it fade? Can it become weaker tomorrow? Oh, it's gone, Mooji, it's gone. Is it true?
No, it cannot fade.
It cannot fade.
Sensations can fade.
Sensations will fade.
But not the witnessing.
When I ask you witnessing, you have come to a place where somehow witnessing is occurring sort of spontaneously, without the sense of a doer. There's no witnesser as an entity witnessing. There's just a sense of witnessing. Would I be right like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is the witnessing, is that the absolute?
No.
No. And why not?
Because there is a thought that says that to be the absolute, you need to feel union with everything.
That is a thought.
Yes, it is a thought.
That is not the thing. Witnessing is not the ultimate. You may say witnessing occurs to the beingness, the sense I am, or the beingness, which is the functioning primarily as the witnessing. You may say that the witnessing is the deity of the waking state, in fact. While the consciousness is in its the waking state consciousness, the highest position is to be in this sort of witnessing but not witnessing. You see? You follow? Witnessing but not witnessing. Witnessing means that it's occurring but not doing anything. That is. Then the life is felt powerfully, you may say. There's immense joy and silence. And this is very contagious. It means that when we interact with other beings, they are taking the darshan of your state. You follow or not? Just, you're not doing anything. You're not saying, I want to help you. No, you're just going about. But the beings who are sensitive enough, somehow, they are automatically drawn to that vibration because there is space in them for that. And they take the darshan of that state, of that presence. Automatically, their minds are clearing. But also it can happen that in encountering this state, the mind flares up even more strongly. But somehow you'll know that this is good. Some power is exposing something that needs to be exposed. Now, why did I say that this witnessing is not the ultimate? Because it is rotating with other states. In deep sleep, there is no witnessing, isn't it? Because witnessing carries still the quality of duality in it. There's still a subject-object sensation is there. It can become very refined until there's nobody there witnessing, you see? When there's no one witnessing, the consciousness and the absolute is the same thing. It's like it's the same. You can say almost this thing. Because they're not different things. Just more refined, more subtle. So we are touching, are we meeting like this? On the dynamic level. On the dynamic level. How are we going to meet? My hand is touching your hand. We are like this.
I feel that it's a door, yes.
A door, okay. Have we entered? Then eyes are meeting, hands have touched, eyes are meeting. What more is to come after this? Anything after this?
I don't know.
Then you say, I expose everything. But your everything that you expose is not consistent. It keeps changing anyway, isn't it? I say, okay, my feelings, I have these feelings of not being good enough, or some people would say like that. I said, yes, but I'm not mind that. Not interested in that. Whatever is good enough, not good enough, I don't mind that now. When I look at you, I'm not seeing that. So it's not important for me. So don't let's waste any time with that now. So this one. Then your feelings that change. Sometimes I love you and sometimes I don't. I say, I don't mind. I don't mind. You are not in charge of your feelings. So your feelings also not really you. So I love you so much, I love you so much. Next minute, I'm so afraid of you, I'm so afraid of you. So I don't mind these feelings.
Me neither.
Okay. So out of the way, So hands have met, eyes have met, feelings I've said, I don't mind your past, whatever you've done. You've done but I've done some really terrible things, Mooji. You'll be so ashamed. I don't mind. I don't mind. But you don't know me, Mooji. You don't know my past. I don't mind. I don't mind. But I'm not reliable. I'm not reliable. You know, I can't stay. I can't keep any promise and I can't keep any oath. I can't. I say something and then I betray myself. I say, I'm going to do this I'm going to stay like this all my life. And then in 5 minutes I break my promise. I say, I don't mind. I don't expect it. But sometimes I really feel that I would like to get rid of you from my life. Sometimes I feel I want to get rid of you from my life because every time I think of you, I feel like I have to do something, I have to change. And sometimes I just want to, no Mooji. I said, I don't mind. I really don't mind. Anything more?
No.
Thank you. I love you too. I always loved you. When you ask, for instance, who am I, or who am I, or what am I, where am I? This question, no? If you ask this question, no? And do you feel anything tangible, like some measurements, some descriptions, a resume coming up, or whatever? What do you feel when you ask this question? Gently, like, who am I? Who is here? And you just look, just be very empty and feel what actually is here. Who am I? If you do this, and then do you have a description coming up? Do you have a shape? Well, this is how I am. Do you have a psychic photograph of yourself, or some entity moving? Or what is the response? What do you find? Isn't it amazing that it can feel like there's such tremendous fear is there, no? And yet, just here is the most immense love and freedom at the same time. It's a little twist of consciousness, and that screen of fear can just drop away. Even the identity that feels, just becomes nothing. It just evaporates in the presence of that space of being. Don't be lazy in your search. Mind laziness like this is also part of mind thing. Don't mean you have to be busy, no? There's another space between lazy and busy. Yeah? That there is a natural alertness. Why? Because you value yourself. And that is true self-respect. That you have seen the scams and the schemes of the psychological mind, and you are not a customer for that. No. That I call self-respect. No? After a certain point, mind cannot harm you. It cannot harm you. You can go into hell itself and have a cup of tea with Mr. Beelzebub. Cheers. How's business? He'll tell you, very good business. Very good business. How's business? No business, no business. What is not important?
That individual expression of mine, which is shyness, is not important.
Very
Good,
good.
huh?
Give me a kiss then. Very happy to see you. Oh, even a hug I get. Wonderful. Our nature is peace and love. We don't have to cultivate love necessarily, although to do so is also fine, until you discover the fountain of love is within your own being also. There's no need to strain to learn and learn and learn and study this universe. As you come to your own realization of the self, wisdom will automatically emanate in you, sprout in you. You will see this, you will notice it, and it will happen quickly. all good qualities manifest spontaneously in the natural mind. Very good. Now today, as you move about, with this oneness of mind and heart, you'll see that things unfold much more smoothly. Efforts will be less needed, more joy, more space, more silence. All this will be your environment, your inner environment, more like that. When you are here, I want you to also observe, find out this that you are experiencing now, this awareness and the joy of harmony, of awareness itself, can it fade? Can it fade? Only you're in the position to answer this now, to see for yourself. Can it go away? Now I can ask you this question now. That which is naturally seen and experienced within your own being, can it go away? Simply, attention goes back again to the mind and the activities which seem to create a kind of eclipsing of our intuitive centering or our intuitive recognition of our timeless self. This is what happens that seems to cover up our being and create a sense of fragmentation. But naturally, this is our natural state. This is your natural state. Outwardly, it does not matter if you walk quickly or slowly, if you are doing activities which is very dynamic or activities which are very quiet. It makes absolutely no difference. Therefore, let your life express itself in its natural rhythm. Don't try to look spiritual. Don't try to come across in any kind of contrived way. Be kind with your energy. Understand more and more. Understanding will sprout more and more. Wisdom will sprout more and more. All the things that I've been sharing with you, you are going to come to confirm for yourself. You see, grow inwardly, widen inwardly. This is the natural way. And yet, you will also notice that your awareness itself does not get affected by any sensation that arise either in the body or as thought or feeling. They can all happen. So like this, all is good. Oh. I just want to read something from the Avadhuta Gita, just in closing. The Avadhuta. These are words that are just emanating from the sage's being. It's not presenting them so much as a teaching. just out of the joy, out of the space of that, out of that. I am beyond being a soul or not a soul. I am forever shining forth. I am beyond being a cause or not a cause. I am forever shining forth. I am beyond both nirvana and bondage. I am forever shining forth. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Though you may be spoken of, you have neither name nor form. Whether you are divided or undivided, there's nothing here but you. O mind, O shameless wandering mind, why do you weary yourself so? I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? There's no old age or death for you. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? There's no pain of birth for you. Why do you weep and moan, dear friend? You cannot be touched at all. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You have no form of your own. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You cannot be deformed. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You can never become old. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You can never lose your youth. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You can never lose your mind. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You have no organs of the senses. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You cannot be touched by lust. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You cannot be touched by greed. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You cannot be touched by infatuations. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. You and I are not attached to this world of ephemeral forms. It is only the shameless mind which divides the one in parts. Division and non-division are the same to you and to me. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. There is no object of worship in your heart or in the state of samadhi. There is no object of worship in your heart or in the objective world. There is no object of worship in your heart. I am beyond both place and time. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. I have told you all that constitutes the very core of truth. There is no you, no me, no superior being, no disciple, no guru. The nature of the supreme reality is self-evident and simple. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space.